and founder and CEO of Women Elevating Women, or as we affectionately call it, is W.E.W. We have so much to share with you. And during these next 90 minutes, as you listen to some of the advisors, members, partners, take a moment to decide, is this for me? If this is what I want, is this what I've been looking for? Women who aspire to excel in both their business career and business growth. What better way to answer these questions by hearing directly from those who have benefited from the experiences? But before we move forward, I want to acknowledge a couple of women who epitomize the meaning of Women Elevating Women. I want to publicly acknowledge Kimberly Button, president of TKT and Associates, for providing scholarship awards to 2 members in our cohort program. Thank you, Kimberly. I also want to acknowledge Nicole Parker, FMP, principal and CEO of the Ellison Group. She presented our WU organization a $10,000 gift. Thank you, Nicole. Let me share something about the advisors to the CEO. They are highly accomplished women. 4 of these women represent the 50 fastest women-owned led companies that are privately owned, and they have outstanding achievements in business growth. I selected these incredible women because of their accomplishments globally and their willingness to be a resource to me as a founder and CEO. These advisors mirror the 5 pillars of success, but we will talk about the pillars a little later in the program. But for now, these advisors offer me advice, coaching, support, and the expertise I need personally so that I can magnify your sphere of influence, support any of your endeavors, and to gain better access to capital and have the path to do so for business success. Today, you will hear from the advisors, Asma Ishak, CEO of Modern. She's based in California. Camille Burns, CEO of Women Presidents Organization, based in New York. Denise Smith, a technology and operations leader, author, and investor, based in Georgia. Jenny Zhu, founder and CEO, Triangle Home Fashions, based in New Jersey. Kimberly Button, president of TKT and Associate, based in Kentucky. And Phyllis Newhouse, founder, CEO of Shoulder Up, CEO of Shoulder Up Technology Acquisition Corp., which is traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and CEO of Extreme Solutions, Inc., and a celebrated veteran based in Georgia. These women embody a phrase that we use all the time: as iron sharpen iron, women elevate women. They all embrace the 5 pillars of success: collaborate, connect, communicate, cultivate, courage. And the courage is to take care of your health and to take care of your wealth. I'm excited to share with you my go-to team who have the knowledge and wisdom giving me instructions and advice on how to scale your business. And believe me, they know how. So let's get started. First, we're going to hear from Asma, Camille, Denise, Smith, Kimberly, and Phyllis. You're up, Asma.
Before we go to Asma, I just want to share a short video that we missed with the intro on WU and the amazing organization that it is.
timing. Voice of the future, speak to me kindly. Ask for what I want, and somehow it find me. Somehow it find me. Somehow it find me. Yeah, hey, hey. I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine. I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey. You can get in line. I am feminine, I am masculine, I am anything I want. I can teach you, I can love you if you got it going on. If you got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. If you got it, got it, got it, got it, got it going on. If you got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. If you got it, got it, got it, got it, got it going on. Got it going on. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it going on. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it going on. Yeah, yeah. Eat no evil, speak no evil. I am not the one to cross. They can talk their shit about you long as you know that it's false. I am earthly, I am heaven. I am what I like to be. When I ask for what I want, somehow it find me. Somehow it find me. I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine. I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey. You can't get in line. I am feminine, I am masculine, I am anything I want. I can teach you, I can love you if you got it going on. If you got it, got it, got it, got it. Got it, got it, got it going on. Got it going on. Got it going on. Got it going on.
Let's welcome Miss Asma Ishma.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. What a pleasure it is to be here with all of you today. I am a huge fan of the WU organization and especially of Miss Betty Hines herself. So happy New Year to you all. And I've been asked to speak a little about this pillar of courage, you know, with all of you, and especially the concept of health and also personal, not just personal health, but also personal wealth. And I can tell you, I think my advice would be to kick off the new year. I know people make lots of resolutions, is just not to compartmentalize. My transition in my life, the way, I think the moments that I achieved the true transition into another level of success beyond my imagination was when I started to really take out the compartmentalization between health, wealth, career, family, and things like that. You've all heard of this saying called, the way you do one thing is how you do everything. Well, that's true. The way you take care of your health is the way that you will take care of your career. It's the way that you will take care of your family. It will be the way that you take care of other aspects of your life. And so I think that's the most important lesson that I've ever kind of really internalized in my life, is how I treated my body is the way that I found myself treating my work, the quality of my relationships, and all of those things. So I think that the most important thing you can do is have courage to take the first steps in making sure that your personal health is your priority just as much as your career is, just as much as your business is, and making sure that you approach all of these different aspects in your life, not as compartments of your life, but actually as a holistic, part of your life. The number one top seller at Modere that we have is this product called Trim. And I actually developed that without any intention of selling it. I actually developed that as a product developer. I went into the lab and developed a product that was really focused on body composition, because I was undergoing a lot of stress in my life at that time. And I thought, what can I do? What ingredients can I bring together that I know from my history have always been very effective? And it was focused on body composition, not about diet or weight loss and things like that. Because again, I made that transition of putting the health aspect of my life secondary to my career and to my business. And it was only when I started realizing that it wasn't about all these peripheral measurements, but it was really about how everything fits together, that I made a true transition, in life. So I want to wish all of you a very, very happy new year. And I'm excited to hear from everyone else on this advisory panel too, who are women that I admire so much and I've learned so much from. So thank you, Betty, for having me today.
Thank you, Asma. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Okay, Camille.
I'm
You're
up. Thank you so much, Betty. I'm Camille Burns. I'm the CEO of the Women Presidents Organization, W.E.W. And we are a very, very proud partner of WU. We've been partnering with WU since the beginning, and just so proud of Betty and this organization, and just couldn't be more supportive. So Betty asked me to share one piece of advice or something to think about for the year. And every year we do this list of the 50 fastest growing women-owned led companies. And as Betty mentioned, 4 of the advisors here, Asma, Jenny, Phyllis, and Kimberly, are all women who've been on this list, many of them multiple times. And so these are women growing really fast businesses and very successful businesses. And one of the questions we always ask them is, what would you have done differently? And what I like to look for is different themes, things that come up often. And I wanted to talk about one today, which is a lot of 50 fastest women will write, they wish they'd given things up sooner. They wish they'd dropped technologies that aren't working. When something isn't working, rather than sticking with it, and this could be employees as well, but just making that change. And I think that as women business owners, sometimes it's very hard when you've put a lot of time and energy into something and money to make a decision that it's not working. And one of the things that Annie Duke, who's a professional poker player, I don't know if any of you know who she is, but one of the statistics she shares that I think is so fascinating is the difference between professional poker players and amateur poker players is that amateur poker players stick out the game about 50% of the time, and professional poker players only play about 25% of games to the end. And so I think it just really speaks to this idea that when something's not working or you don't see that it's the right path, letting it go and being okay with letting it go and not beating yourself up and not thinking of it as a failure, but really thinking about it as an opportunity to learn. And so I say this also with knowing with the WU groups and WPO chapters and all of the other resources out there that this is where you can lean on other business owners. This is where you can lean on your advisors and your friends to really talk about what's going on in your business and think if there are things that aren't making sense and changes you need to make and different paths you need to take. So rely on your communities, connect is one of the pillars that we often talk about. And I can't express more the importance of connection and building relationships. And so that was really the one thing I wanted to share today is don't be afraid to drop something and don't be afraid to say something isn't working. And I imagine all of the 50 fastest winners on this call today probably have some stories of things that they let go of. So happy to be here. Love you, Betty and WU, and just congratulations on year number 5.
Yes. Thank you, Camille. Appreciate you. And we're going to hear from Denise.
Hello, everybody. Wow, 5 years. So amazing. When Betty asked me to be one of her advisors, I kept thinking back to like, wow, when did the tables change in our relationship? Because I looked at her for so much advice as well. And so I speak about that because you've got to have the courage. One of the courage pillars is out there. There's just to go out and meet people and get to know more people, because that'll lead you to your next step. And a lot of us want to understand a little bit more. We should be understanding a little bit more about our finances and our investments. And by doing that, you might get what you need from places that you never really thought you would get that information from. And so part of the programming this year is going to focus on how you can get funded and from places that you may not have ever really thought about, along with getting connected with the right people and dating them for a while before you go to ask for that funding. So I look forward to connecting with this community more this year and getting folks what they need. especially at the WPO conference and our WU domestic conference. So thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Denise. All right, we're going to Jenny.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenny. I'm founder CEO of Lush Decor Home. Happy New Year, everyone. I think Camille and Denise and Esma, they talk a lot of already. Maybe I just want to share some of my experience I'm dealing right now. So I think is the current economic situation. I'm sure everyone has a lot of uncertainty, challenges. For example, how I improve my profitability, how to cut costs, let some people go, how to align my team with my vision. I think, I'm sure a lot of you to have a lot of stress, a lot of overwhelm, how you're going to dealing with that. As myself, go through this right now. I probably share a little bit of experience of myself. When I have this situation, I learn is it is okay to be overwhelmed. It's okay to have the stress. This is the path that we choose as entrepreneur. It's unavoidable. So it's really how you're dealing with it. I always consider myself, every time I have this stressful situation, I look at it as a storm. The storm always temporary. It's not gonna last forever. Also, the storm is come in, it's really to clear the path for us. Then you will realize that after you go through this short period, you will learn a lot. The second thing is I learned, I hate writing, but I feel if you write down your thoughts on the paper, it's really a good channel for you to express yourself and get it out of your head. I don't know, how many of you, when you get stressed, it's like your head might bring like a washer. You put all the laundry inside and you don't know where to start. I think that's you write down, you know where's the issue. The next thing what I do is I knew where my issue, I get to my resources. It's like resources like what WU group you guys have, we have everybody. So you identify who will be your resources can help you. Pick up the phone, call them, and clear of your mind, you will know how to get this, out of the storm faster. So this is just some of my experience I'm going to share with you. Everything, stress, everything, the challenge is temporary. You will get out of this. And utilize your peer group and support each other. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jenny. Thank you very, very much. And now we're going to hear from Kimberly.
Good afternoon. Hi, Betty. Hi, everyone. It's always great to be amongst the WU crew. When Betty asked me to speak about at least a nugget or something that I could actually impart for you guys for 2023, I thought, why not just share something that is at least in our repertoire? I'm with my team now, and we're actually planning for 2023. And for me, what I'd like to share is that don't be afraid to be decisive. You know best what's for your business. You know the vision best. Let this be the year that you abandon any self-doubt. Stop second guessing yourself. And remember that advice is something that you take under consideration, and that anybody lending you advice is not necessarily instructional. It takes a lot of courage to make decisions in a decision, but it definitely takes decisiveness to be able to scale your business, to be able to make those decisions that Camille discussed about whether or not you should be moving forward with something or abandoning something. But more importantly, you are the visionary for your company, and you know that, and sometimes you need to be reminded. So go tap into your inner self and make sure that you are making the decisions that are right for you, and the money will come afterwards.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. We appreciate you. And we have Miss Phyllis Newhouse.
Betty set me up, guys. She said to my team, there's no way Phyllis is going to get on here and talk for 2 minutes. So I'm going to, and she said, I've never heard her say anything in 2 minutes. But you know, but Betty, happy 5 years.
Thank
I mean,
you.
just incredible. I remember our first conversation and you talking about it, and here we are 5 years later. So, you know, kudos to you, and what a blessing that you're being to other women. You know what? I have to tell you this. So I was asked to talk about, you know, the path forward. What does that look like, and what advice would I give? I think for me, you know, if you have to go back, and I take us back to my military days. You know, every 3 years you had to pack it up and move on to the next destination, and you had to figure out. You know, you accumulate so many things that you need and things that you don't need, and you have to figure out what's going with you on the next leg of that next journey. And so, if I had to give you any advice, go back and look at the things that you have accumulated, things that you have done, and things that you need and things that you don't need, and figure out what can you take with you on what is essential that you take. And so I always like to think of, you know, if you've ever heard me speak, I always talk about packing a suitcase, what's in yours. And I'll tell you a few things that's in mine. This year, I've decided that I want to be present. You need to be present. Don't miss the opportunity, the experience to be present. You know, as you're running companies, sometimes we're really not even present. We're just going through it. You know, things are happening in your organization, and you're reacting, and you're reacting to a situation. And Jenny talked about stress and going through, I call it business trauma sometimes. And we're just going through it, but we're not present. We're really not present with the situation. And I think another thing that I would tell you that I'm going to travel with this year, I'm going to travel with being open to incredible opportunities. Sometimes we have capacity. We have so many things coming at us. We have great opportunities, but I'm going to be open to the great opportunities, being very open and being and expecting those great opportunities to come. And I'm also, if I had to say, one of the things this year, when you go back and you look at losses, you know, people that you've lost and people that won't be with you on this next leg of the journey, one of the things I've learned about losses is live a life of no regrets. No regrets. So when you lose things, you have no regrets on how you took care of it, how it was important, how you were grateful, how you appreciate it, but live a life of no regrets. No regrets. So as I travel on my journey in business and in my personal life, is that I want to live a life of no regrets. I don't want to regret that I missed that opportunity because I just didn't do follow-ups. I don't want to regret that we just didn't get this job done because we didn't assess and evaluate and look at the proper teams. And I certainly don't want to have any regrets that, you know what, I had a business owner to call me and I just didn't have time, or I just didn't make the time to just give her that one nugget that would have taken her over the edge. And I would say this last thing is this, is continue to build those great relationships, whether they're whether they are the sister relationships, their business partnerships, but continue to build those great relationships. Sometimes we get stuck and we're looking at the same circle of advisors that has been around us. There are some incredible women out there doing incredible things. And I would tell you, I had an experience of talking to a 27-year-old the other day, 27 years. She blew me out of the water. And she was saying to me, she said, look, I want to travel with you on the next leg of your journey. And I said, you want to travel with me? She said, yeah, there's so many amazing things that I can tell you, that I can show you that will help in your legacy. I want to help you with your legacy based off of what I know in the era that I'm in. And so I was so open to this opportunity. So be open and be present and be available, and certainly enjoy 2023 and enjoy the journey.
Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you. Phyllis has been with me since the inception of WE.W. So we certainly do appreciate that she is serving as one of my advisors. She's been an advisor all along, so she didn't know it, but she has been an advisor all along. So
I do whatever Betty tells me.
so and there they are. You'll see them on our website. For those of you who haven't been to the website, please do. You'll see some of our new partners. It's woocrew.com, and you'll see the profile of our phenomenal advisors. They are extremely helpful. Jenny's already working with me on some marketing plans. I'm able to call any of them at any time. And that is what you want to find and work with in your group, in your Woo groups. So let's just take a little second and talk about the pillars. So what are these 5 pillars? And what challenges does Woo solve with each pillar and how? But I want to give you a little backstory on the 5 pillars. The 5 pillars were I identified them based off successful entrepreneurs and executives, just like the 6 you just heard from. Those are similar characteristics that you will see. And that's why I have the 5 pillars. So how are we going to, so right now, we're going to share a few stories and a few testimonials. But first, I'm going to talk about the collaborate pillar. The collaborate pillar, when we talk about collaborate, we are speaking about building business relationships with corporations, other business owners, government agencies for the benefit of our entrepreneurs and executives. We facilitate for many how to work together in order to achieve a common purpose. For most of our membership, it's learning how to compete for the bigger scale contracts in both the public and private sector. And for others, it might be gaining access and securing more capital, and further nurturing those relationships. As the founder, I do have a proven track record working with women entrepreneurs and executives and supporting their scale in business and careers for over 30 years. As a Woo member, and with our collective experience, we're able to make the strategic introductions, seizing opportunities for all of you to collaborate. Woo have 2 strategic matchmaking sessions for members this year, just like we did last year. The first one in 2023 will be in February. So what I'd like to do right now is to give an introduction to someone who knows about the collaborate pillar. And I'm going to be speaking with Marvin Clark. Marvin is the Vice President and Commercial Bank Segment Leader for Diverse Women and Veteran-Owned Businesses at JP Morgan Chase & Company. So Marvin, you participated in your very first strategic matchmaking session. You brought the whole shebang. You had a posse of about 7 people from JP Morgan, and it was wonderful. But please share briefly with our audience how your company can be supportive and will continue to support our Woo organization, and why learning and knowing how to collaborate is important in any business success.
Thank you, first of all, Betty, for having me, and thank you for being a great partner. As you mentioned, and thank you for 5 years in business. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I'll celebrate you for that. As part of the collaborative effort of what I do at the firm is I support diverse veteran and women-owned companies within the Southeast segment. And there are 5 of us around the country whose sole practice and focuses on supporting diverse businesses, which include women-owned businesses. We partner, collaborate with organizations such as Woo to help find resources and capital internally and externally within the firm to determine how we can utilize our resources to help you grow and scale. Our goal is to provide access, connectivity, and opportunities for women-owned businesses around the country. Where can we lean in and help you get the access that you weren't privileged to in the past? How can we support? I learned that from Phyllis Newhouse at the event that we had in September. How can we support? Not how can I help, but how can I support you as a business owner? So our goal is to ensure that we're doing everything we can and intentionally about how we support you as an organization and your members who are in that organization, whether it's internally or externally. I always say, if I can't find it internally within JP Morgan Chase, then I'll go outside to my connections there and say, can you lend a hand? Can you help? Can you work with this CDFI? Can you work with this minority depository institution within my region to help this organization grow? Can I connect you with a private equity firm or something of that sort? So my goal is to ensure that you have the full resources of the firm, plus what we have externally to help you grow. The great thing is there are 5 of us around the country, but there are over 200,000 employees at JP Morgan Chase that also lean in to help you get those resources you need to grow to scale.
Thank you, Marvin. Appreciate you.
Thank you for allowing me to be a part. I'd like to leave you with this. I'm wishing each of you a year of living in the moment with the focus on the future. Happy New Year and congrats. And I look forward to seeing great things to come in the future.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And next we have the Cultivate pillar. Yana.
It's a joyous moment as we celebrate 5 years of the WU life. WU has personally cultivated me from a strategic executive with a plan to an entrepreneur executing the plan. We are cultivating the next generation. Why? Because we are next. And as our way of giving back to the next wave of entrepreneurs, we get the free WU Crew membership to a nonprofit perfectly aligned with our mission. To date, we have accepted 5 nonprofits across the US and Canada to help lead our charge of cultivating the next generation of women leaders. I have with us today the Executive Artistic Director of That Which Connects Camden, Sonia Pennington, who leads an annual dance festival in the city of Camden, New Jersey, to revitalize and bolster the presence of the arts in the community. Sonia has been here since the launch of our first WU Crew. Welcome, Sonia. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, it is a pleasure and an honor to be here. And it is a pleasure and honor to be a part of the Cultivate mission of WU. When I was approached last year to be a part of it, I really felt it was an amazing opportunity to be a part of a women's organization that cultivated, that invested in the women in a way, in community in a way that ignited people to want to grow, to step forward and to do things that they didn't think they would be. And I can tell you that this year truly has inspired me to think about my aspirations in the nonprofit world in a different way. It really allowed me to sit amongst women and to have conversations that let me think about how to develop that which connects and to expand further, and to feel that I was a part of a network and a community that really invested not just within their own organizations, but were looking for ways to expand their community and to pour into nonprofits such as myself that were trying to do something different in the business sector. And sometimes being a nonprofit, we're not included in the growth of business or the ideology of building bridges and building community and building networks. So it was just an amazing opportunity. And I am so grateful to WU and Betty Hines for allowing the opportunity and for really encouraging the vision of That Which Connects, which is to further expand our projects, Her Story, which is an independent film, which also has inspired this last year to take the next step to move it to a stage performance. And so with the support of the women of WU, not just encouragement, but also financial support and for visionary development support, we are taking those steps. And I am just so excited and grateful and thankful to be a part of WU. And I applaud this vision of yours because it expands the reach of WU in such an amazing way. It is a legacy builder.
Well, we're excited for you and thank you for sharing how you're continuing to lead the charge within That Which Connects because of WU. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Connection at WU goes beyond the strategic introduction. There's strength in numbers and the values that we share. We are intentional and strategic about the connections and access to opportunities that are made for our members. In 2022, WU hosted 2 strategic matchmaking sessions exclusively for members with JP Morgan Chase and the Capital Region Minority Supplier Diversity Council. In this intimate setting, members have access to information and also an advocate to further propel them in their entrepreneurial pursuit. At WE.W, we give you access, and from the words of Sharon Pender, that is your license to hunt. I have here today my cohort graduate, who I'm extremely proud of, Dr. Courtney Williamson, CEO of Abililife Inc. Dr. Courtney, we're so excited to have you with us today on our platform to share your story. You've been connected to the WE.W network for long before you were a member of the cohort program. Please share with us, just from the beginning, the connectivity that you've experienced through WE.W.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. Before I start, I have a confession to make, which is that I started my relationship with WE.W when I was a kid, before WE.W even began, because my dad is very close friends with Betty and her husband. So you can call me a Nepo baby, I guess. I've been ushered into this community well before I started my company or WE.W existed. But I think that, to me, is important to share that, because it just shows like the power of connectivity, and that I've been able to stay connected with Betty. And then that opened me up to a huge opportunity during the pandemic, where she recommended me to a really great program that I engaged with and started meeting people through there. And then I engaged with WE.W, went to the WE.W conference, the domestic conference, this past fall. And just within that like day and a half that I was there, connected with people, took a tip that Phyllis Newhouse said in her keynote, and the very next morning used it in a sales pitch that really helped to just kind of bolster what I was doing, and it just gave new energy to this new pivot that I was in. So I have those experiences, and then I have a mentor, Jill Oser, who was officially assigned to me as a mentor, who truly helped me go from how am I going to figure out how to take my medical device and push it up this mountain to, hey, there's a better, easier, more lucrative way to sell your product. Here's what we need to do. So I mean, I just have so many stories for days about the way that I was connected. But I think for me, the nugget that I want to share is connection is not linear. I think that we, like, it's easier to think about things as a linear, a 1, 2, 3 step approach. But connection is all over. You heard me say in the beginning how it was my dad and his buddy hanging out way before I was even born, right? To like now get me here. So there's no way that I could have orchestrated that or identified that as a connection. But I think that just staying open to it, staying open to possibilities, you might meet somebody and then 5 years from now circle back, and it'd be a perfect opportunity for the both of you. It might happen right away. There's also people who you think are going to be like the major connectors, and you kind of ignore everybody else. We're all guilty of going to conferences and like kind of saying, oh, well, your title is not as important or impressive as I think, so I'm going to ignore you and go to like the person on the front of the stage. But it's actually maybe the person sitting next to you that's going to bring you the biggest difference in your business and in your life than maybe the person doing the keynote. So I think like being open and realizing connection's not linear, and going in it truly wanting to connect, and not being afraid to circle back. I think those are my key things.
Thank you, Courtney. You're soaring. We're proud of you. Keep on elevating. Thanks for joining us today.
And next, we're going to talk about the courage pillar. You heard Atha talk about that at the top of the hour, and it's courage to take care of your wealth and courage to take care of your health. The past few years have been very telling on the role that women play, with increased responsibilities to take care of self and family during the pandemic. Often women executives and entrepreneurs tend to their needs last. During our domestic conference in September, our advisory council member, Dr. Angela Marshall, shared some critical questions we should be asking our doctors and why. But today, we have Margarita Chang, CFP. She is a WU Advisory Council member, to speak about having courage to look after your wealth. In fact, this past November, she presented to the WU membership the topic of tax savings and wealth accumulation strategies for entrepreneurs. She will be presenting again in 2023, and she is advising WU. She's advising me, and she's just a phenomenal person in terms of explaining something that for me is very complex. So, Rita, you've been with WU since we were founded in 2018. I mean, she was traveling to Atlanta, everywhere we had to go. Rita was there. Whatever she needed to do, a panelist or a moderator, she was there. Tell me, what challenges does WU solve or address when we provide information and resources to our membership about wealth accumulation and legacy building?
Well, sure. So thank you so much for having me, Betty, and congratulations. Happy anniversary. Happy birthday. This is such an important milestone. So particular for women entrepreneurs and people from diverse multicultural backgrounds, the conversations about wealth are really important. It takes courage to ask for help. And what I've told people is the decisions you made in the past, there's no shame, there's no judgment. And what I love about WU and the community is we are creating a safe, inclusive environment for people to ask questions and get the support they need. So people, in other words, they are feeling empowered from inside out. Courage is very important. The courage to ask for help and the courage to know that the people who are asking for help will provide so without judgments. This is something that happens every day, not just at WU. It's a sad day when a woman in her 40s will say, gosh, I have $800,000, Rita. It's not $1 million. Do I have enough to work with you? I never want anybody to feel they are not worthy of receiving competent ethical advice. Everybody deserves access to competent ethical advice, and everybody deserves the opportunity to become financially resilient. Before I bid you farewell, I will just tell you a quote that I have 2 daughters and a son. My older daughter told me this. She's like, Mommy, you can't pour from an empty cup. So to my fellow entrepreneurs, you can do good for yourself and good for your team by saving money in taxes and building wealth for your future. So remember, we connect, we have conversations, and we connect, and then we learn. And the more we learn, the more we share. And the more we share, the more we grow. And what makes it all happen is the courage to know that you can do that, and there are other people with you on this journey.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you very
so
much.
Bye, everyone.
With the amount of connectivity in today's world, it's easier than ever to get your message out. But is it really? I mean, who's really listening to what you have to say? And is your messaging getting across the way that you intend? Not only do we stress the importance of communicating your brand and staying top of mind, we give you the tools to do so. In 2022, WU nominated 9 members for the Enterprising Women of the Year Award. This is a nationally recognized award, and out of those 9, 6 of our members received the award. Again, a huge congrats to them. WU members are also spotlighted monthly on our social media platforms where we are constantly engaged. Our members have access to our private social media groups and chats to further communicate and share. There is also access to podcasts and TV streaming opportunities on platforms like Hulu and Apple TV for our members. We intentionally amplify our members and communicate their brands. Straight from social media, we have our My WU sister and expert brand strategist, Yamilka Rodriguez, CEO of Bespoke Branding Agency. Welcome, Yamilka. And as a brand strategist, you have an in-depth knowledge of the importance of brand awareness and how to create it. Share with us how WU has increased your brand awareness since becoming a member. And also, you have a podcast that you just recently launched. Please also share with us a little bit about that podcast and how members can sign up for that. Not just members, but also anyone can sign up for that.
Thank you, Tiana. Thank you so much. And thank you, Betty. I have to say, when one of the speakers was talking, she talked about connections aren't linear. And she's totally right. I met Betty through a friend of mine, and we connected that way. And I also work with you, Tiana, which I'm so excited using the support and the resources that WU has. But when we talk about brand awareness, you know, this is my bread and butter every day. Oh, and before I finish, I also want to shout out for Kimberly. And Kimberly, I'm going to reach out to you this year. We got to meet through Betty and her invitation, or Camille's invitation to women, the W.E.W, and that's where I got to meet a lot of you in person, and that was so amazing and exciting. And I think that's where the journey of brand awareness starts. Having the connection, having the support of all these women that have done these incredible and amazing things. And you know, I have to say, not with sometimes it is very not as easy as others, just by being a woman, and then secondly, by being a woman of color. And so I have to say, shout out to every single woman on this platform and what they've done to make their brand incredible. I've gotten to also work with a lot of people on WU Crew. They have been my clients. That's another way of brand awareness. I have been able to share my process and my theory across the WU Crew networks and social media. I have been also able to have Betty Hines in my book that is launching soon. I just got the final edits, so I'm really excited about that. She did the forward. So thank you, Betty, for that. And that's really what, you know, brand awareness and the support of women is, you know, having people at your, that you can access in a very easy way, and they can take you across steps and really have you connect with individuals that you would never connect otherwise, right? And Betty has been that for me. And I have to say, when I text Betty, she texts me right back. I feel like, you know, so like I'm one of the people, you know, famous or whatever you want to call it. But, you know, Betty just has that, treats everybody the same, you know, whether they're making lower than others, making millions and billions. So I really appreciate that. And I think we all have, like you said, the potential to have brand awareness, to grow our legacy. We've all talked about legacy, fame legacy, I call it. We should not be ashamed of being famous. I have to say that, you know, if we look at Socrates, he always said that fame is really an honor, right? And we should be honored to create fame and to be famous. And I think we all can through brand awareness. Thank you, Tiana.
Thank you. And you can check out more information on Yamilka's podcast. I did just put the link in the chat.
Happy New Year to my current and future WU sisters. I am so sorry that I was unable to join all of you today due to a prior obligation. But Betty asked me to speak about my experiences as a WU member. I am Dr. Amanda Carter, the president and founder of CAREFAP. CAREFAP stands for Care and Recreational Activities for Autistic People. We provide in-home, community-based, and group-based services to support individuals with disabilities. We are located in both Maryland and Atlanta. And I've been a part of WU for about a year, and I have just had such a wonderful experience. I've been able to connect and meet with incredible women, incredible entrepreneurs who are really making a difference in this world. I attended WPO conference in Montreal Canada, and wow, like just seeing the energy in that place was just incredible. Betty recently had an event in DC, met phenomenal people, and this is such a powerful organization to be a part of, ladies. Please do not miss the opportunity. Join WU today, and you will truly be blessed. God bless you.
So this is the WU life. Our membership has value. Our members know that they belong. Our retention is over 94%, and its members reach $1 million mark. And once they exceed, we pass them on to another platform so they can broaden their knowledge and horizon. But let me be clear. Our WU organization platform is non-stationary. Think of us like an airport, and the members are and the member businesses are airplanes. WU wants you to soar, but to soar, you need two wings. One wing represents you and your multi-million-dollar mindset, and the other wing is your support network or the WU crew. Your business will struggle or fail to exist without two wings. The WU organization is the wind beneath your wings. And like the airport, as one member takes off, we bring another one. And that's what we call success. So we have another testimonial. And that testimony will come from Tracy Balaz.
Hi there. Happy 2023. It's a pleasure to see all of you. And I got to tell you that I've known Betty for many, many years. I consider her my formal and informal mentor. And part of the reason why I'm so connected and use all of the pillars of this organization is because of her and the access to incredible women that is able to help me grow professionally and personally, as an individual, as a business owner, as a mother, and as a woman. So I really, really appreciate the opportunity to be able to engage with every single one of you and being able to take nuggets of information, talking to each of you, talking to new people that I've been introduced to, and taking these precious nuggets to be able to incorporate in how I do business, how I grow as an individual, as I grow as a woman. So I really appreciate the fact to be part of this organization, to be part of WU Crew, to be part of Betty's inner circle that all of us are a part of, and to be able to utilize her network to be able to grow. So Betty, I thank you very much. I thank you, the entire WU Crew, all the experts, all the women, all the people who have yet to meet. I'm excited to be part of this. I'm excited to be part of the future. And congratulations. I remember you talking about this. I remember being part of the very first one, seeing Phyllis speak, and oh my gosh, it is amazing, amazing of your growth. And so congratulations. Welcome everybody to 2023, and hopefully everything in your lives will be exactly what you expect and what you want it to be, and you will be prosperous. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Tracy.
If you've answered no to any of the questions on the previous slide, then you need to be saying yes to a WU membership. We currently offer 4 different membership levels for women entrepreneurs and executives. Yes, I said it, executives as well. The only requirement is that you align with our culture and are generating at least 6 figures as an entrepreneur or an executive. All memberships are good for 1 year with the exception of the cohort program. Our full membership is full access to peer advisory groups, private events, WU conferences, branding opportunities, and so much more. Full members also receive a 1-hour strategic planning session with our founder, Betty Hines. The next membership level is for our sponsors, our partners, and members that are generating a minimum of 10 million in revenue. Pinnacle members have access to the CEO advisors, and they also meet twice a year, including a nice retreat. Cohorts are new to the entrepreneurial journey. Some have transitioned from an executive to an entrepreneur and are seeking a community to transition with. This program is a 9-month program designed around our 5 pillars of success. Members graduate to a full member once they complete the program, and they also receive a 30-minute strategic planning session with myself. And last, we have our member at large. This level gets you access to the resources, to our information, to the events, but it does not have access to the monthly facilitated meetings. If you're unable to fully commit and attend a meeting, but you still want access to the WU Life, then this membership level is a good fit for you. So does WU resonate with you? Are you tired of feeling alone? Are you tired of feeling stuck? Are you tired of seeking a community where you feel safe? Then schedule your interview to receive a $200 discount off of your membership. If you sign up for this interview by this Friday at 11:59 p.m., we will apply $200 to whichever membership level you decide. Again, this offer is going to expire this Friday at 11:59 p.m. You can scan the QR code or click the link in the chat to schedule your interview. And now we'll give you a couple of minutes just to get that scheduled before we move on to the next segment.
Don't wanna wake up and feel insecure. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, I wanna feel love inside my hands again. I just wanna feel beautiful. Alright, alright. I just wanna feel beautiful. Alright, alright. I just wanna feel beautiful. Makeup on Thursday, 'cause who I am is enough. And I wanna laugh, I wanna cry, don't want these tears inside my eyes, yeah. Don't wanna wake up feeling insecure. I wanna sing, I wanna dance, I wanna feel love inside my hands again. I just wanna feel beautiful. Oh, 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 oh. And I had a dream that someday I would just fly, fly away. And I always knew I couldn't stay. So I had a dream that I'd just fly away. I've been on my own for a minute. Is it only me out there? Searching for the place to begin it. Is it me? Is it you? Is it fear? Standing on the line I was given. People stare and ask me why I'm here. No one seems to think that I fit in, but I don't wanna be like them. No, 'cause I don't wanna be like them. 'Cause I know that and I had a dream that someday I would just fly, fly away. And I always knew I couldn't stay. So I had a dream that I'd just fly away. Ooh.
We have some upcoming dates. Save the date. We're going to have these dates on our website, but we certainly want you to make every effort to attend them. Some of the dates we have upcoming, we have our kickoff now. We have the We Bank National Conference, which is going to be in Nashville, and that's March 20th to the 23rd. We have the W.E.W annual conference. This is our global conference. We will have people from all over the world at this conference, probably about 700 individuals. And WU, if you're a WU member, because we have a partnership with WPO, you can attend that conference at WPO rates. That's May 10th through 12th. And we'll be celebrating our 5th anniversary. So there'll probably be a pre-conference. We'll get back to you on that. And then we are going to have our domestic conference. We are looking to have our domestic conference in September. And guess what? We're going to have it in Minnesota. Absolutely. We have a lot of members that are in the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. So that's where we're going to have our domestic conference. And in October, the National Minority Supplier Development Council, their annual conference is going to be in Baltimore, where I'm headquartered. That's October 22nd through 23rd. Yeah, we will have those dates on our calendar, on our website. But just wanted to bring that to your attention. There's a lot of activity for you to meet other people and to get some partners to collaborate with, meet some bankers and talk about how you can secure capital. So mark those dates, save those dates. So we're coming to a close, but I have some time to take some questions and answers, Q&A. But I think what I want to do first is to get a photo. Can we do that, Leandra?
Yes, we can.
All righty. Let's get a photo. And you all can start thinking about your questions. I can take a couple. Those questions I'm not going to be able to get to because I do want you to network. You put them in the chat. Be sure to have your email address and we'll respond to them. Okay, so I just see Tiana and I.
You would all just take yourself off camera, come on camera for a quick second, and we will take a picture of the group.
I guess you can only get so many pictures on the screen, huh?
Don't be shy. We're all friends here.
Okay. Oh, you have to do 2 sets. Great. Come on, Kay. Let us see you. I'm messing with Kay. She's been part of our group for a long time. Okay, great. I see our Canadian buddies there. Hi, Jean.
All right. Are we ready to take the photo?
Okay. So, are we done?
Yes, we're done.
Okay, great. I just want to close and just to give some just a few remarks. I just want to thank the WU members and the advisors and the partners. To not name them, I would just be remiss if I didn't name them. But we also have partners from Minnesota, all over the country. And if you go on the website, WUcrew.com, you'll have an opportunity to see who they are. Just click on their link. And we have a new partner, and that is Women Business Collaborative, or WBC. The CEO is Edie Frazier. I also want to acknowledge our WU Advisory Council members. There are they too mirror our 5 pillars of success. We have Tracy Velaz, who you heard from, President and CEO of Compass Government Solution. We have Margarita Chang, who you heard from also. She's a CFP, CEO of Blue Ocean Global Wealth. Tiana Club, she's the founder and CEO of Swerve Financial LLC. Angela Franco, she's the president and CEO at DC Chamber of Commerce. Carolyn Howe, president and CEO of Events USA. Dr. Barbara Hutchinson, she's owner and manager partner of the Chesapeake Cardiac Care. Dr. Angela Marshall, who is physician executive and founder, Comprehensive Women's Health. Nicole Parker, FNP. She's the principal and founder of the Ellison Group. Janice Tippett, vice president of strategic development, Ironwork, and it's an image company. And our newest member and visionary man is Marvin Dickerson, president and CEO of Dickerson Technologies. I also want to give another thank you, a big viral hug to the advisors to the CEO. They have been extremely helpful to me as I continue to take this journey in scaling WU. I would be remiss if I didn't share with you my WU team. This is the engine that drives WU. I want to have a final shout out to the energy that drives WU, and that is our WU admin, Aaron Piguet, graphic designer and social media lead, Deandra Joseph, Director of Operations, WE.W New York Metro and the Greater DMV, Tiana Club, she's the WU CFO and COO, Carolyn Howell, she's our event producer, and this group, this WU team makes it work. So with gratitude, I thank you. Have a great rest of your week and enjoy networking. And with that, we are going to move you into some rooms so you can network with some people. Thank you for coming.